our special guest joining us on the show. Let me welcome Deven Choksey as well as Sharan Lilane also joining us from the studios. A very good afternoon, gentlemen, and thank you so much for your time. And Deven, firstly, what's the sentiment that you are finding for the markets right now, given the fact that we are in that topsy-turvy ride for the markets, one day up, the other day down, and is the earnings that is definitely making a big impact. What's your sense on the markets right now?
Yes, good afternoon. As expected, I think with the earnings season, we are experiencing the portfolio shuffling happening at every investor level. Largely, I think the mutual fund players have been actually shuffling their portfolios significantly. We have been observing that those companies which are quoting at significantly high valuations, they are basically finding reason to exit them because of the growth rate which is not matching those valuations. So I think some of the mid cap companies particularly and the small caps also equally included, I think they have been probably, I think, shifting out from those and taking the gains into the pocket. At the same time, I think buying some of the underperforming companies into the portfolio with a target appreciation going forward. So it's a complete shift which we are experiencing at this point of time. That's probably, I think, the market is remaining volatile. In my viewpoint, I think though the fundamental prospects of the business remain absolutely convincing, maybe the growth rate is not as encouraging as the valuations currently putting at in most of the cases. And that's where you are seeing the disappointment in the stock price. So maybe I think the market needs to adjust itself on the valuation premium that it has given to various stocks.
Right, okay, so that's the take on the market. Sharon, what's your take on about the Nifty on the charts right now? Because anytime we see an upswing coming in, we're not able to hold on to that the very next day. Is it just profit booking at play, or are there some patterns or some underlying trends that you could spot better for us on the technicals?
So good afternoon, Sneh. Good afternoon, Shishti. If you see the Nifty, I think it had a very good start in the morning. I think once we were speaking in the morning, I said 24,700 looks good on the chart, and I think it just touched that level, and post that it has just been correcting. From the high, now Nifty has lost around 200 odd points. But one thing is there, the volumes in the last 4 days have been just been on a reducing trend. So Thursday had very high volumes, then Friday had lower volumes, Monday again lower than Friday, now again Tuesday volumes are again lower than Monday also. So this shows that the market is waiting for some sign, and I think looking at the global news, I think they are waiting for 15th of August. So again, I think it's a wait and watch. One positive day followed by one selling, again by followed by one positive day. So now in terms of resistance, I think 24,700 is a good resistance. It has been rejected, I think 2, 3, 4 days now on that from that level. And in terms of support, 24,350 is a good support. Bank Nifty is more or less near its support area of 55,000 odd levels. I think if it breaks that, because of any news, I think the next support comes in around 54,500. So Bank Nifty is slightly weaker than Nifty, and I think going ahead also it will underperform. Today also, if you see, the leaders are actually the largest loser, HDFC, ICICI. Again, the largest point contributor towards the downside. So in terms of support, 54,500, if that breaks, you can quickly see 54,500 levels coming on the Bank Nifty.
All right, so those are the levels to watch out for when it comes to Nifty as well as the banking index. But Deven, what do you make of the IT space right now? Because yes, that has been a big laggard in the markets of late, but a bit of a jump up in today's trading session is what we are seeing. What do you make out of it? Is it just a dead cat bounce, or do you believe that given the underperformance and the suppressed valuation, it is really a case where one can relook at the IT stocks?
So I think the understanding is that I think the higher valuations where the profit is booked and the amounts realized, I think is now getting into some of the safer valuations. Probably, I think some of the case IT companies as well. Even though the fundamental shift has not yet happened, in which I think they started receiving larger part of the orders, etc. Given the kind of turbulence that we are experiencing at the US end, I believe that I think still the approach is that buy some of the good quality companies which have got the visibility of order executions that they already secured in past. And that part, I think, is possibly driving these companies, I think, buying interest into the portfolios. I don't think that many things have fundamentally shifted or changed at this point of time. Maybe I think the expectations are running high that some of the good quality IT companies would probably bring in the larger orders, and that would probably create higher amount of business visibility going forward in the next 3-4 quarters. So maybe I think too much of importance at this point of time to be given also to the technical aspects of the price chart of many IT companies that people find at lower levels buying interest emerging into the stocks.
Okay, that's the take on some of these IT stocks and the IT counter overall. But on that note, we'll step into a very short break and interact with more guests on the other side and track the last couple of minutes, or rather more than couple of minutes of trade left when we return.